sofu bidin, and you cannot do a show without doing roadside. So nobody in Ghana and Adjuni Ejuma will spend time to come and watch you, Paul Ademotre. There's nothing in you again. You are basically a communicator for the MPP. Show now, I can bet you cannot do a show without mentioning Agrad Adin. You cannot do a show without mentioning Sofu Bidin. And you cannot do a show without doing roadside politics. The only on Instagram, TikTok, for that is what you do. You are not able to talk about the real issues. We will have facts. And I'll come to the Ghana Day. But I want you to understand. Cheba for body dino kupong or on the floors. And if you want me to put more out, I'll put more out. I am daring you. If you want me to put more out on Cheba for, I can put more out on Cheba for. But out of some reason, for some reason, because I didn't want Cheba For's action to distract my viewers. But because you brought his name, and then the make say, tomorrow we should all ask Cheba for, did he stay in government bungalow and did he take rent allowance? And did he refund? Why did he refund if he did not do something wrong? What Tokolo is going through, if any Ghanaian citizen decides to apply that on Cheba for needs to go home. Adia woya no show no so wiem ya ka say wiem ka say wiem. The difference between wo Paul and wiem and obada and say wo Vietnam suit, there's nothing interesting about you. What do you talk about? Hey, I say and you have nothing. You are empty. Why is a pito kra? You are dry. Why is that money? Hey, massa, you bet my damage. Ya ka say be damage. Damage ye be no ekuro be dane. But baby I titi any baby a free tea. Sometimes your enemy crop when you consider no because on yankopon ye be okra and so yami so consider. That is why. So let me address this matter. And this matter is simple. This is Paul Ademotre. Yesterday I spoke about Nyamebia Paul Ademotre all year. And there's some pending interview via Eba about Paul, the dealings, the sexual partners who are willing to speak on video. Makajem say Paul Ademotre ni yire jano. Paul Ademotre or the gono sign na yire. Paul Ademotre former exim boss no. Sibio sa papa no na ofa na yire we di na yire na yire ejai Paul. And them no ka say enyubre ukọ Paul fia na yire nte ho. Ya pamo Paul obi ani wo one Paul ejai. Ebusiafo tenase emeka asem no guy way he's into drugs or drugs and into na watching no but so unim Paul Ademotre onie. Now Andrew me bought a video of Paul Ademotre responding to me. Magaja Paul said what is coming is bigger than him. What is coming to you, Paul, is bigger than you, and I will take it to you. I'm bringing it to you. I will let you commit suicide. Oh, you Paul. I will force you to commit suicide. You have no idea. I am done. Before God and man, I have done what is right. Whoa. So Paul Ademotre yesterday. And before I go to Paul issue, so my cousin said, but me didn't kind no. There are a few things he said that I want Paul to know. Say me, when I'm quiet about something, maybe I'm best me react because me react here. Say me twa humana, me twa material na ahuma de wono e beka obi mo bi hom ohun be kire no. You know, I played Paul Ademotre's response bia na oka on the show no so. I want us to dwell on the part na oka judge way your friend Judge Chebafo. Okay, judge way. Sorry. I'll bring all this up, but I want you to know this man. Judge Chebafo. Judge Chebafo way and na Paul Ademotre can ask them say or the warrant atomeso. NCA case bia e ba ya na make a judge we say he should do things right. So refugee Cheba, I showed his picture on any girlfriend. I have some other pictures I'll be showing. I wasn't going to talk about Cheba because Cheba don't come a plan, but Paul Ademochi brought his name up. And internet me introduced Cheba again on TV. So if you don't know Cheba, this judge was promoted to the High Court. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo wanted to move him to the Supreme Court. Chief Justice Madam Tokonu, so list 5 the Akufo-Addo say unpromoted judges be enko Supreme Court. Na judge we can your friend Cheba when a case or the warrant atome so adintra or the case so and na my den my catcher and say his posture should be just. Also on TV that ne need jem ho che say obe ready law. It is only Judge Cheba. This is the judge Paul Ademochi was talking about. Say Judge Cheba. I just want to give you a background of what Paul was talking about. But I want us to concentrate on or keep an eye on Paul video way. He spoke about Judge Cheba. Now I want to play the video again. Maybe respond the adiebi to Paul. Na mama na tiasie say stray bullet it become obia. Now this Paul Ademochi yesterday, the video here 2 days ago, I want to show you. So where did it go? Team. Yes, it's here. Thank you.
Doesn't live in the country. So many defamation suits have been filed against him. Maybe I'm going to add mine. It's all sitting here. When we said that he had run away into Ghana, he was not able to talk about it. This guy has a loud mouth. He talks about everything. He was told that you came to Ghana and you ran away. And I'm hearing from some of the ministers that we even thought were responsible, that some of them said that it is they who asked him to leave.
Even your family
because they can't have him here. And he hasn't said anything, but he's tried to come to Ghana and told the government that they should give him an appointment.
It's too great for them and they can't see themselves.
I mean, you cannot live in Ghana and do that kind of journalism. He has to know that, and therefore he has to come and face the bench once. I hope that the things we are hearing that Justice Bafoboni is being told by some of the people in the ruling party that he should try hard and do something as acting Chief Justice to bring the guy into town so that he can live in Ghana and all of that. I hope those things are not true. That's what they call their style of justice. It's called Jandam. I understand that.
So Tiena, Okasano, or say, Obo Judge Wedding, Judge Cheba say Judge Cheba and I do warrant to me so I'm a fugitive between Bagana, one person, or some Bagana, and secondly, me Bagana no ministers normally Bagana and some Sanko, and the same person or same member Ghana. Now yes, judge. So he's all over the place because Paul is a liar, Paul is a criminal, Paul is the devil. Makachemo. Paul ni yire jano obi akodi ni yire ma yire jano into Paul is depressed. This is Judge Cheba. Now who is Judge Cheba? Judge Cheba any judge na or NCA case in so. Do you remember the NCA case? NCA appointees almost 700 John Mahama. Judge Cheba ni judge we otina case in so. At a point, a petition was sent to the Chief Justice about case, say the posture of Judge Cheba is wrong and that he needs to sit. But Judge Cheba petition his posture was the same. He decided to do a job that he believed in. I came on my show and I said, Judge, this is a very sensitive case. You cannot make your posture be too political. In fact, as a judge, you need to be just. You need to stay within the law because Sober Court to cry, the kind of pronouncement and the way you are reacting towards those who have been accused of committing a crime, it shows that you have predetermined what you want to do. So I did a whole show letting Ghanaians know that, yes, he's a judge. He has the right to sit on a case, but it does not mean that he's God. He is also a human being who can falter. So sitting on a case does not make Judge Cheba some superhuman who cannot be, at the end of the day, questioned about his character. Judge Cheba felt that his ambition in the judiciary Okutano, the excitement when he saw the NPP government come to power, and also how he felt, say, some senior judges in the Superior Court, they don't have anything on him because naba. That's what I think he thought, because he was too excited to do things to please the government of the day. So Judge Cheba, as you can see, went ahead and then did what? And made sure, say, NCA for with jail. In fact, the most interesting thing they say, NCA for jail. One of them was the brother of the current acting CJ, Bafoboni. That was his brother. So Judge Cheba knew what he was doing. as a young judge, he knew. Remember, Judge Chebafo we asked the jelly a year Echo Esuman. Echo Esuman now almost say, is it Echo Esuman? Yeah, Echo Esuman. I think that's the name. Mr. P, Mr. S, is that the name? Guy na Capital Bank manager na Mensa Otabo board no omu disika omu de fry na ye Mensa Otabo film na ye jelly boy no. Yes, this is the same judge who jailed that young man. Today, go to jail and see. The man is almost dead. Echo Esuman guy is dead. He's almost dead. Every day they bring him to the military hospital, 37 military hospital. He's going through a lot at the expense of some people who feel untouchable. Mensa Otabomo were sitting on the board. Atuesian, thank you very much. Not Echo Esuman. Atuesian. This is the same judge who was given that job to sit on the Atuesian case. He ended up jailing Atuesian. So, Judge Chebafo is not new to this. He understands the job. He has been there. And remember, 2022, Ojeli Atuesian, I think, 2023, and a Chief Justice, Eddie the DK list, and say, Ekufuado should move him to the Supreme Court. This is Judge Chebafo. Now you are understanding what I mean. And to me, criticizing Judge Chebafo on the NCA case, Judge Chebafo, cases that are more political and sensitive that went in favor of the MPP, no, he was the only judge who was seen as right to sit on that case. One NCA case, a very political case, that was very tricky, that was pushed through quickly for people to be jailed to serve as a political message for the MPP. Judge Chebafo was the one who sat on that case. Atuesian case, after these people closed the banking closure, they needed somebody to hang. It to make the MPP have a case. Say they had a reason, a legitimate reason to close banks down in Ghana. Judge Chebafo was the same person who sat on the case and jailed Atuesian, whilst Mensa Otabo and his group were on the board. They were the ones giving directives before Atuesian made any move. But they said what? Otabo is an MPP pastor. Mensa Otabo cannot go to jail. Mensa Otabo is human than Atuesian. So they made Mensa Otabo stay home, and then they indirectly made sure say Atuesian goes to jail. Remember, Nipana na or investigate case we know. Omo na omo in charge of the case, you know. One was Bako Nikunu na or a junior pastor. Mensa Otabo, sorry. So you need to understand say no matter what Atuesian did, Chebafo was going to put him in because say Atuesian and co jailer, Mensa Otabo has to go to jail. That is how Atuesian ended up in jail. But that's not my problem. I wanted to give you a background of Judge Chebafo, the judge they've been talking about, or the warrant that took Kelvin Taylor, so a young judge. In fact, when you go to his school, time I know what school, no, the people in the in school, time I know we law, no, 40 students, law students, he could not even pass to be one of the 40. Chebafo. In fact, when I go into the background of Chebafo, people will be shocked and be like, how did Madam Tokonu decide to add his name to the 5 judges that they wanted to take to the Supreme Court in 2024? Now, let's come to Paul Adomotri in some or kind of video. You see, Paul Adomotri, my catcher, and say, I never wanted to talk about Judge Chebafo because I saw Judge Chebafo's action then as an unprofessional action. He acted from impulse. He did not think through what he did. So I've always never considered that thing that happened, say, Obi to court, or so on my warrant. Or I saw, say, he was too power drunk. He felt too powerful and that he forgot his position. So I've always never treated that issue as an important issue. I'm being very honest with you. Because any lawyer, office school ended one day can go and set that thing aside. And Judge Chebafo knows to date that has tainted his reputation. Because nobody in this world will allow such a judge, such Chebafo, to be moved to the Supreme Court after that action he took. Because when the petition was written, time and NCA case in Ekoso, a petition and a petition the Chief Justice then eni niabo a catch say this and this and this ain't no petition no judge eni yabo su Chief Justice then or catch nipa and say Kelvin Taylor is not in Ghana. Kelvin Taylor is not a party to the case, so he cannot consider whatever Kelvin Taylor has said to instruct J Balfour to step aside. That is the ruling from meaning, 1, I am not part of the case. 2, I am out of jurisdiction. So how can the judge sitting on the case, who is J Balfour, decide to say I've issued a warrant to somebody the Chief Justice says is not part of the case and also is out of jurisdiction? So he should tell you, say, the whole thing was a mess. It was a rush thing to make sure, say, politically, some people become judicial darling boys to be moved quickly. I have never spent a day thinking about J Balfour's action because his action is killing him. He knows. And it is killing whatever he put together as a judge to date. The reputation judges Bikuta or Ghana, J Balfour knows he does not have it. He knows it. It is the worst decision ever any judge would make. And he knows. Our politics, as say, the little credibility he had. This is Paul Ademotre on the screen. Now, I want to let Paul Ademotre know something. You see, J Balfour that will can every day. Judge J Balfour, I will say, me echo, and I am talking to some people to tell J Balfour to not to let me. J Balfour cannot stop me from coming to Ghana. In fact, you yourself, you have said on countless occasions, say, me maba Ghana so many times, so why are you saying J Balfour can stop me from coming to Ghana? So you know that I can come to Ghana and J Balfour cannot stop me from coming to Ghana. But I want to tell you something. Judge J Balfour himself, he is not a clean judge. He has a lot of things on his head that today, if I decide to go in, J Balfour should not be a judge in any of our courts. You know that. Because at least I was giving him second chance to clean that bad reputation that he created for himself when he took that decision. Do you understand? But J Balfour, baby, the reason I'm doing this is because you brought J Balfour name into this matter. So I have no option than to let the world know why J Balfour Krano, because of you, Paul. Say, I can say, expose J Balfour. J Balfour should not be sitting in any court as a judge. Listen, I wouldn't have done this. But it's because Paul Ademotre, because you brought J Balfour's name. Because every time you try everything to bring other people's name in. Right now, J Balfour, because of you, is on the chopping board. Until we need to let people know the J Balfour you are talking about to say, Mrs. Yeah, 2024. All right, thank you. The J Balfour that you were talking about to say, the J Balfour is a judge. He put warrant. J Balfour, see, I can see a J Balfour records. Today, the Chief Justice can be petitioned for J Balfour to be kicked out of office. You know that? Yeah. J Balfour has committed a crime which is not different from what Madam Tokonu has committed. I have a lot of sensitive information and documents. For some reason, I want to say we are growing in this trade. We are growing in this profession. For some reason, maybe I near 10 years ago, we don't do it again. Because sometimes we feel, say, we want some people to at least sit back, listen to themselves, look back, and start to do what? Change. And there were some crazy things we used to do. We've not done, we've stopped doing them. But because of what Paul Ademotre, I want the world to know, say, the crime today that is making the world talk about Madam Tokonu, that same crime, similar, J Balfour has committed the same crime. Now, because of Paul Ademotre, I'm going to make the world know one of the things J Balfour has done. J Balfour is not any legitimate, clean judge. Because, you see, let me tell you something. J Balfour knows the law. It made me boom raso, and now I wish I boom raso. Not J Balfour boom raso. I will say jelly J Balfour more than all of us. Because he's a judge. He's a judge who is supposed to know the law. It's to bring J Balfour's name in your editorial to defend your own question. It means the stray bullets and sana mabaoso. Do not think say asa. No, any single person you mentioned, I'll bring that person's record for people to know who they are. And sana, I deal with you, Paul Ademotre. Now, let me show you something. Judge Cheba for Paul Uboni Dina also no send the warrant. No, ask Judge Cheba for. Judge Cheba for stayed in government bungalow. The same time he was staying in government bungalow, he was taking allowance, he was taking money from the government. Judge Cheba for or take government bungalow muno. Man, government building our team are buying it here. He was still taking money from the government. He has committed a crime, and it does not matter when Judge Cheba did that. But so Ghana Mremwa, if I want to petition the Chief Justice about that action, I can petition the Chief Justice and say this judge Cheba who should know what is right, stayed in government bungalow and the same time taking allowance, whilst he knew that bungalow no timuno enisa or Jessica. Judge Cheba took the taxpayers' money. He took the taxpayers' money. He was taking rent allowance. Go and ask Judge Cheba for oh yes, sir. And if you want to apply the law, he was taking rent allowance. He was staying in government bungalow as a judge and the same time taking a rent allowance. Is it not illegal? It is. So this judge called Cheba he should not be sitting in any court in Ghana. But I didn't want to talk about all these things because I have access to a lot of sensitive information. And if I decide to bring all those things out, a lot of judges will leave our courts. They will be sacked. It's not important in here. But the moment you bring Cheba name, then it means I have to let the world know what Cheba some of the crimes he has committed. Where are the least? Cheba you are buying a diamond, Paul, and no one coming you. I've had documents years and years. I keep them because I know when to use them. Well, I influencer judge. Cheba now buying diamond. I buying tiaka na order who the rent allowance gusudi. And you know the funny thing? Cheba for rent allowance na later. Clear say